Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here. I'm down in Florida on vacation. I'm still doing what I do for you. I ain't in the lab, but I still do what I do. Let's go. I got something nice for you today. Let's roll. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, then your goal is to, excuse me, know thyself. You see where we're going with this. So let's get there together and scratch your throat, excuse me. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I ain't got nothing bad there. I'm about to lean back and forth. I'm on the bench doing my thing, but I got a nice lesson for you. We going to chapter 3 in the book. We rolling, we moving down. It's called Right Thinker. Let's talk about the serpent power, discipline of ancient command. And it tells you cleansing of the physical, subtle, and the casual bodies, the 3 layers, the 3 bodies. That's what this look like. You see the water there? Water purifies. And they tell you all the time, all that baptism and dunk you in the water and half drowning you, that's a waste of time. You don't need but a little bit of water. It's called purification, okay? Libation. But it says here, the ab, purity to purify the aspirant, a.k.a. the priest or priestess. Before they go into the temple, they purify themselves by washing, bathing. Okay, so let's start the lesson. This should be good. We have 2 stages of practice that we go through in your yoga of what we follow, life force energy development, a.k.a. serpent power. But the first stage of this practice is the cleansing stage. Here, the concentration is on cleansing what? Your mind and your body, and on balancing with your energy flow of the body. The mind is purified how? Good question. By practicing right thinking philosophy, aka the wisdom teachings of right thinking philosophy, practicing selfless service, offering up to help somebody without looking for nothing in return, just doing it because it's a good thing. And more important, the most important thing is daily meditation. That's your time you spend with God. They don't say that, but that's the whole purpose of it. Communing with your higher self. They don't want to make it into a religious concept, but the meditation part is where God dwells, in the mind. So daily meditating is very important, and the better you get at it, the more enlightening you become what? To yourself. Why? You became making connection with God. That's where He is. Hopefully you understand that. So watch this. But the body is also purified by how? Purifying your diet, eating right, regular exercise. Okay, keep the body in motion. They say a body in motion stays in motion. You got Indians, those Eastern guys, they be 80, 90 years old, just as smooth as silk, just moving and grooving. Why? They learned the secret, how to keep the body in motion. It ain't about how fast it go, no, just motion, keep it moving. That's important. And the older you get, the wiser you get, and they use that in extend their life by living right. I tell you that every day. And how you do that? by special diet, okay? Purifying the body with diet, regular practice of what? Physical exercise. I'm in the gym every day, daily, which include what? Your various breathing techniques. You have to learn how to breathe to send oxygen throughout the body, mainly into the brain, such as alternate nostril breathing, which harmonizes your and balances what? Your life force energy. In order for your consciousness to unfold, your mind needs to be cleansed of what? Gross, what they call gross impurities, such as bad behavior as anger, hate, greed, selfishness, gluttony, desires of the flesh, etc. You see where I'm going? All these is low-level things. All these is things of physical, of nature and physical form, where the body wants to have those things. You, your mind, have to be better so you don't act and do these things. And your physical body, what? It needs to be cleansed of what? Mind-altering chemicals. No drugs. No drugs. Well, I use drugs to take me to the next level. I sniff that K. I go into other realms. I drink that ayahuasca. I can commune with the demons and other. All the, yeah. But where's it all happen at? Where's it all taking place at? Understand that. So you can go there without the altering drugs. I went there with the alternate drugs. I know about that. But it's so much easier and better when you do it without it. And these are without altering chemicals or elements of your lower vibrational rate, which is all physical, which will what? It agitate your mind. How? By making it susceptible to becoming what? Preoccupied with what? Physical desires of the body and other worldly concerns. You want stuff, you want things, you just want to accumulate stuff. That's the ego wanting to be satisfied, but it never will. So it just keep pulling in like the black hole. It sucks in, it don't bring nothing out. So don't feed your ego, okay? I wasn't going to read this section, but as I thought about it and read back over it, there's some good information here, so I'm trying to break it down for you right quick. And after your cleansing stage, meaning you purified your body, working out, cleared your mind, stopped acting a fool, maintaining. How about this? I just mastered a level of my life called patience. Trust me. When you know you should know you should know your flaws and your character faults. So what? You can work on them. I took it personal and I made it a thing for me personally. And I feel good about what? Practicing and using it and watching it work and seeing it work. I'm all in. See, you tell me something, I'm going to try it. You know, God said, if you live right, I'll reward you. Really? That was 15 years ago. Really? Okay, so yeah, I'm a prober, and I'm still probing. And guess what? It still works like a charm. So that's why I'm trying to explain it to you real quick the best I could. After you cleanse, that cleansing stage of thinking right, functioning, doing on a regular basis, now you cleanse the stage of what they call Kundalini yoga. We call it serpent power. That's why it's in here. They're pretty much the same thing. They just call it something different. Wherein what? The elements of what? Your body are cleansed. And they call subtle energy channels of the body. And they also are cleansed, which may take, you ready? Months, years, and for some people, lifetimes. So it ain't going to happen overnight. It's a process. Trust me. And the attention turns to the three main channels wherein spiritual realization unfolds for itself. This is accomplished by learning how to manipulate the energy of your subtle mental plane and directing it where? Toward divine. Everything for the good. All the skills, all the things you got that you do good, it should be used for the benefit to serve God. That's what I did. I just flipped everything I used to do bad, just start doing good. Works like a charm. So, and this what they call the subtle. This is the subject, excuse me. This is what they call the subject of what? Your second audio tape, which is in a series that they have. You can order from them. They could take you through the daily repetition to tell you what to do, how long. I don't have time for that. That's not what I do. All right. But now, your psychic energy. What's psychic energy? Your understanding, your thought process, and you putting it to use. Your psychic energy centers, that's the chakras that's up the back. I'm about to go through them. We about to have some fun. But your psychic energy centers, which are called the chakras, which in spiritual or etheric body, you can't see it. Okay, it ain't visible to the naked eye. You have to understand it. Okay, symbolically, metaphorically. But they are, in the etheric body, are what? Distributed throughout your spine, going up and down the base of the spine, where? To the crown of the head, the uraeus. Okay, that's the eye. The all-seeing eye turns into a serpent to protect Ra, and it's in the middle of his head. The story for that is, it's the serpent, Uraeus. It was the eye who went out and brought back his kids, and when he came back, the eye came back, she had already been filled, so she got upset, and so Ra said, all right, put you right here, you'll be my protector. That's why you see all Egyptians with their Uraeus on the front of their head. But each one of these centers are called chakras. We're going to use the Indian concept because it's world famous, everybody understands this, so I'm going to go with that. We call it the chakras, or they really call little vortex of spinning energy. So why are they in the triangle form? Okay, but they chakras into it's around circles in the triangle. Okay, spirit and matter coming together. Moving on. All right, where energy accomplished by that. Okay, erased. Okay, now in Egypt, in the Egyptian symbolism, they are depicted as circles or links in a chain. I had that laid out for you. Where is that? Yeah, right here. Come on now. Where you at? I had done the chakras with you, running, walking through the chain, take you to the different links. I'm going to take you to each level. It's 7 of them. We about to go deep. Okay, here it is. I showed this picture before about the chakras, the chain that she's on, right? From 1 to 7. We're going to go through each one. Each one have a purpose, a color, and everything else, a vibration. It got a whole bunch of education information with the chakras. And learning them is like learning about yourself. Again, and at the bottom, remember at Judgment Day, there you go, the chakras again. Okay? But let's talk about 99. Yeah, right there. All right, here we go. Now, these energy centers, we call the chakras, and Egyptian symbolism, they explained by links on the chain, what we call a karmic scale for the initiate at Judgment Day. Depending on where you fall, how your heart line up against the feather of Mayat. If it's on the lower level of 3, it's a rap city. Because you see, I meant biting from 3 down. That means anything below 4, you didn't make it. So the idea is to raise your conscious level to at least to 4, so you can be in the game. Okay, you got a dog in the fight, so to speak. You got something to say. But now, in the Indian symbolism, they are portrayed as what they call Patmos or lotuses, which is symbolizing what they call psycho-spiritual principles, all mental, from the brain to the body, or human consciousness. How about that? By understanding these and removing your obstacles to them, aka Kundalini energy is now fed. So, how you remove them? Live right, do right, and it'll automatically start happening. She'll rise. The Kundalini rises by you what? Living right. And when your consciousness is fed, instead of your ego, now you can move what? Towards the divine essence of your essence and your total being. You become godly. Otherwise, what happened? You are trapped in what? This world of illusions, of ignorance, of your karma, which causes what? Worldly entanglements. You like things. You like to get involved with relationships. So all these things is important to you. And now that sets the tone for you having expectations of these things and other illusions, which would lead to what? You ready? Pain and sorrow and disappointment, as well as reincarnation, because if you living for pleasures of the flesh, you're not becoming conscious, you're not waking up, becoming conscious of your higher self. So when Judgment Day come, your heart's going to be heavy with what? A whole bunch of earthly flesh things that weigh you down. You lighten your heart by letting go of the worldly things. I don't care too much about stuff and things. The better you get with what? Doing out, the better you become spiritually. If you got a world full of possessions, You ain't spiritual. You just greedy and selfish, and you just at the moment you happy because your ego is being fulfilled, not your higher self. Higher self can't be fulfilled. Again, the lesson with happiness where it really comes from. Inside, not things. I did that lesson. I don't want to do it again. It's coming up, but I'm going to go past that one. Why? I did it before. I hate redundantness, going over certain things. But thus, when this happens, you set yourself up for reincarnation. If you don't become enlightened, if you don't know thyself at the time of death, that's going to reincarnate in line. Simple. Thus, your serpent power, inexorable, is linked to your karma, and it decides your fate. How? Because, however, the daily practice of right thinking philosophy to get your serpent power yoga magnifies, and it mitigates all what? Negative karma. Living right, doing it right. If I'm putting good work in, I got to get good work in return. The less bad I do, the less adverse situations, the less negative karma gonna come back at me. Does that make sense? If we teach our young, just going to school, following the rules, doing what you're supposed to do, things will be good for you. And they will follow that. Why? Because they get rewarded from a higher power from themselves. They can make that happen for themselves. Once they get used to that, I did it 15 years ago. I'm not stopping. Why? That's the greatest thing to me since sliced bread. What? Do right, be good. Who knew? I didn't. Now I do. So I'm telling you, moving on. That's the gospel. Good news. Y'all spreading the good news. Why? Man, listen, know thyself, live and do right, you'll be rewarded. I ain't preaching, I'm teaching. I'm giving information, a philosophy. Moving on. But watch this. It mitigates all your negative karma. Why? Because by doing right, destroys and have knowledge of self, destroys what? Your illusions and erases your ignorance about your true self, aka your higher self. To know thyself means you got to forget your ego self. It is ignorance, watch this, about your higher self that leads all human, not just male, all male and female, not just black, all human beings to what? Experience the endless trials and tribulations, aka life, reincarnating over and over again. Why? And they go through the pains and the sorrows of life, like a person who is what? Caught in the middle of a storm with no shelter. It's just vulnerable, just going just there. Those are people who don't know themselves. That's how they living. Willy-nilly from one day to the next, hoping, wishing them with control, order, knowledge of self, living right. Those are the qualities that you can manifest. Those are things that you can actually do. I ain't telling you to do something you can't do. These are all things that I do, and you can do them too. A little bit more, and I'll take it on out. Now, your mental, emotional complexes, meaning your ego self. They get upset. Women don't like other women, don't like the way they say all that nonsense, but those are all mental, emotional complexes. Your own personal issues. I call them fetters. Because your ignorance, you're going to do things to yourself that you think is right or you think is going to, no, it's never good. You do something to somebody to make yourself look or be good or to feel good. To knock somebody off to feel better about yourself, you're a piece of crap. Moving on. And those are people right there, I hate them. Those are bullies, okay? I like bullies. I like to take on bullies. I love bullies. Moving on. Because your mental emotion complex that you got to get over and your sentiments constitute what? Your main obstacles. These are the main obstacles that's blocking your kundalini from rising. Why? You ain't doing right. You're living right, so the kundalini can't rise. It's blocked because of you. One's own spiritual ignorance of conscious self, or ignorance of being conscious, knowing thyself through either physical exercise and physical cleansings or through diet and a lifestyle changes have to be made along with, again, daily meditation on your psycho-spiritual implications of each center from the bottom, from number 1 to number 7, your Kundalini yoga is going to be effective. And you are the direct person that causes it, either to rise or stay stagnant. Your choice. Why? You're the direct person who causes that. I'm going to go to the next lesson, but I see the clock. I'm going to let that lesson stand on its own. Now move on to purity of the body, the next lesson. But right now, I'll be right back, closing this lesson out. And right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I'm nothing of my right thinkers who learned about the serpent power, Kundalini, and chakras have passed away. I'll be right back. I'm on vacation, y'all.